What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all doing well tonight. I know I'm excited because, well, it's Tuesday, so that means behind enemy lines. We had a couple teasers earlier today, a couple videos breaking down the moves that were made on IR, practice squad additions, all that stuff. So go check that out if you'd like. But I appreciate you all taking the time, whether you're watching this live, watching this later. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any questions, any comments throughout this video, please let me know down below. But we're behind enemy lines tonight. That's right. The Eagles' Week 15 opponent, the Chicago Bears. And look, we know that we are the best team in the NFL, sitting at 12-1, not afraid of anybody. So we know they're bottom of the barrel, but every team is coming after us because we are the best team. So we don't want to sleep on anyone. And we're going to go through every single team every damn week and get to know everything we need to know about it. So appreciate you again. Let's get into this. We're going to talk about first the NFC North and then the NFC standings, where this team stands. And again, this is about the Bears. But if you have any questions about the Eagles, please feel free to leave them down below. But let's get this bad boy started off. You see the Bears at the bottom of their division here, 3-10. Oh, that's pretty brutal. Now, the rest of their division, we have smoked them. Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions, and the Packers beat them all. But you see the lines there, man. Very intriguing to see their little battle trying to make it. And up next, you'll see the NFC standings. They're trying to get that final wild card spot with the Seahawks battling the Commanders and Giants. See the Cowboys in that number one wild card spot. But you see number one here, the Eagles, and number 16 here, the Bears. So their opponent is on the complete opposite side of the spectrum here in the NFC. So look, we know again that this isn't exactly one of the best teams in the NFL, but you don't want to sleep on anybody. So let's get to know this Chicago Bears team. Let's take a look at how this team has been able to get to 3-10. Those 3 wins, how have they been able to reach that level? But you'll see right here why they've had their struggles. And look, 19th in points. Total yards on offense, 22nd. Rushing, they're first. Rushing yards per attempt, first. So we all know they like to use a lot of Justin Fields, David Montgomery, running that damn ball. They were using Khalil Herbert, but he's on IR now. We'll get into that with the roster then. But see, the passing game, they're 32nd. So not so great there, ladies and gentlemen. But 12th in yards per attempt and 12th in yards per completion. But they're giving up 3.2 sacks per game. Justin Fields running around. He's got a lot to learn. But look, he's obviously got a lot of improvement when it comes to passing. I know a lot of people try to say that, he was better than Jalen Hurts. I found that very laughable, and clearly right now I find that laughable. Now, fumbles, you see middle of the pack there, but total turnovers 23rd because they are tied for 22nd with interceptions. On the defensive side of the ball, 29th in points given up, 19th in yards, 27th against the run, and they're 11th against the pass. They have a decent their secondary is all right, to be honest with you, but they've had some injuries now, so we'll see how they handle that and what they're able to do to stop the Eagles. But you see, they're 32nd in sacks, only getting 1.2 per game, and then middle of the pack there in turnovers. So, again, do not sleep on anyone, but the Eagles should be able to go out and put up another 20-plus point win and have their starters resting by the end of the quarter. That's how we're going to finish off this season, and that brings a tear to my eye. You love to see it, but we're going to jump into the coaching staff and the roster here in a second. We got a comment. Yo, my dude, listening to McAfee a bit ago, and that guy is over the moon for our new punter, Brett Kern. Feels good to have a reliable vet. Yeah, man, for sure. And, when we talked about the options available, he was one of the guys we talked about because there's a few out there, and it's like there's always seems to be like a punter. Kicker, not so much, but there's some guys out there. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to play that year. Someone, thought they would go with a younger guy, so they got cut, and they just never made a team. I'm not sure, but Brett Kern, he's just recently, I think he was on the Pro Bowl last year. I mean, he's for the Titans. I don't know. He's pretty good. So this is his 16th year. He's 36 years old. So look, punters can go till they're 50. I mean, well, maybe not 50, but still, he's 36. He's good. So he's going to come in, and he might do better than Aaron Sipos, and he might take his job, So I don't know. But, Sipos on the IR, but with an ankle injury as a punter, is he really going to be ready in 4 weeks? Are we going to feel comfortable? Is Brett Kern going to come out and, show out and take this job? So those are the questions you need to be asked. And Brett Kern has a chance to go get himself a Super Bowl ring. So you better punt his damn ass off. But that's cool that McAfee's pumped about it. Cap casualty for what I remember in the offseason. Yeah, dude. And that's the thing, you lose a job to a younger guy. That's part of the business, man. So look, you can usually find a vet like that. It's not like trying to find a wide receiver or somebody, that's clearly a little bit harder to do. But let's get into this coaching staff here, led by Matt Eberflus. And, he's a defensive-minded dude. Some people question this one, coming from the Colts there. He brings in Luke Getsy. He worked with Aaron Rodgers a little bit there. So interesting staff here. Alan Williams, I know he was a DB coach. He worked in Indianapolis with Eberflus, so he brought him with him. Hightower was a special teams coach in San Fran. I know he was working with our special teams coach. He took his job, Michael Clay. So anyways, he's there with Matt Eberflus, his first year as the Bears coach. We saw there earlier, 3-10 is where he has him at right now. But I know a lot of people like him. He was a name mentioned when the Eagles were talking about coaches and all kinds of stuff. He's a name that was brought up. It's his first year. He's got a young quarterback who clearly needs to develop. So it's questionable what you want to do if you'd fire him after this year or give him another year. But we're going to take a look at this roster and you'll see what I mean. This is insane. When we get to the depth chart, you'll really see the amount of new players, because you guys know I color code it, that, the players that weren't there last year. And it's quite insane. I'm going to be real with you, but should be interesting to see. Buffalo brought him in when Terry was released. Yeah. Cool. No doubt. But let's keep it moving. So talking about the Bears here, Justin Fields at quarterback. You see, look, I'll be real with you. This kid is pretty damn talented, and you're going to have to keep a spy on him. Luckily, we practice against a quarterback that can use his legs. So, obviously, we've had our issues with tackling and against the run, but bringing in Sue, Joseph, getting Davis back, we've really shored things up. So you got to shut down this number one rushing attack. David Montgomery is going to get his, but Justin Fields especially. So I'm not worried about him. I'll be real with you. But you see the room here. They've got Peterman and Boyle behind him. Trevor Siemian on IR. Then at the running back position, you've got David Montgomery, as just mentioned. Treston Ebner, Darrington Evans used to play for the Titans, and then Kari Blazingame. No, it's probably Blasingame, but just sounded funny. Anyways, Khalil Herbert there on IR, as we talked about. That's a big loss for them. I think that kid's got a very bright future. I really, think that they could move on from David Montgomery next year and just rock with him, because he is pretty damn talented. Now, wide receiver, Chase Claypool was traded for. Darnell Mooney was looking good, and then he ends up on IR. That's unfortunate, but they've got Equanimeous St. Brown and Dante Pettis there as their other starting receivers. Look, the Eagles secondary should be able to take care of these guys. We all know Chase Claypool against a much different secondary. Well, he had linebackers covering him, did much different against us. Anyways, we're going to shut him down, and then they've got Keneal Harry there, Byron Pringle, Velus Jones. So they've got like an entirely new wide receiving room. So that's pretty wild there. But, they're going to do their best to try in the air, but they're mostly going to come at us and in the ground game, I would imagine. But look for some of these throws to Cole Kmet, man. This kid is effing talented. And look, I think he and Justin Fields could make a bright future together, a nice connection with Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool. I mean, that's some pretty talented young men. I think they could definitely use some work on the line. You'll see in a second here. But Cole Kmet, you got to watch out for him. Then they got Trevin Wesco and Ryan Griffin there coming over from the Jets. So on the offensive line, as just mentioned, Braxton Jones is your left tackle, 5th-round pick. I'll be real with you. I think Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat are about to feast again. And you've got Whitehair, Mustafa, Jenkins, and Reef. And that, to me, again, says Sweat and Reddick, but it also tells me a little bit of BG, a little bit of Cox, Hargrave, Sue, Joseph, Davis, maybe a little Milton Williams. Let's go. I don't think this offensive line is going to be able to withstand the Eagles pass rush, the number one pass rush in the league. Oh, it's going to be fun to watch, ladies and gentlemen. So let's take a look. Let's bring this back. This will give you a better idea in case you forget. But we'll look at these stats. You just saw the offense there. So here's their team stats again. That offense that you just saw, 19th in points and 22nd in yards. But this defense we're about to look at here, you see that they definitely have their struggles. 29th in points, 19th in yardage, 27th against the run. So you know what I'm going to say. Drew, I'm hoping you're in the chat. I see there's like a few comments. I'm going to get to them in a second here if I can. But running the damn ball is all I need to hear. Run the damn ball. Run the damn ball. So you see 27th against the run, 11th against the pass. And I'm telling you, they have a decent secondary. They're okay against the pass. So I think we're going to destroy them in the ground. You're going to see Jalen Hurts put on a show. You're going to see Miles Sanders put on another show. And look, it's not to say that Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown won't get theirs. And maybe a certain Dallas Goedert back this week. So we'll see. But moving along here, you see they're 32nd in sack. This defense, it's not so great, and it's not something I'm necessarily worried about. So we'll get into this. We'll take a look at this defense in a second, but I see you guys got the comments rolling here, so let me check this out real quick here. So we've got Mrs. Bergang. What is going on? Nice to see you live. I'm glad that you were able to join in live. I just was commenting with your husband the other day, and was saying the same thing. I hope you guys are all doing well. Definitely need to keep talking to Birds, and I need to get him on or get back on. I've been trying to figure this damn thing out so I can get guests again, but that's a whole nother story for itself. But I hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying this holiday season. We got the tree up. I'm getting ready, man, getting all the damn presents, but I hope you and the family are doing well. And football season is just really, it's been Christmas every damn week, right? We're getting a present every week, and we're hoping for the ultimate present post-Christmas. So, yeah, happy holidays. But thank you for tuning in. My man, Drew, let's go. Happy to see you. I'm sure you just heard me saying that, but hope you're doing well, dude. Appreciate you tuning in. My man, Tyree, let's go. Yo, dude, hope you're doing well. Glad you made it for a live. We're talking Bears here. We're just about to get into this defense. Glad people aren't worried about Fields or the Eagles can stonewall Henry Barker. Yeah, man, I'm not worried about anybody. I talk about it every week. People talk about now we're the underdogs. Last couple, no, dude. We're the dog. That is the Philadelphia Eagles. We dictate what goes down. Bring it, man. Whoever their best player is, we will shut them down. We talked about shutting down Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley last couple of weeks. You saw Derrick Henry with 30 yards. You saw Saquon Barkley with 28. Well, you keep doing that. He's essentially almost their running back. So, hey, David Montgomery's got talent too, and he can get you in the air too. But I ain't worried about him. Go get him. What are we looking against the Bears? Dude, I think we're looking like we're still the Philadelphia Eagles #1 team in the NFL. Anybody can come get some. But look, I'd love to see the brotherly love shared. I just think that this team, nobody scares me. So I'm going to say it over and over again, run the damn ball. But also, this team, Super Bowl bound. And I don't see anybody beating us. It's just how I feel about it, man. And I'm sticking to it. Being in the Chicagoland area is truly weird type for the roster with all the cap room, new front office stuff. Next thing, dude, that's just part of, when you're retooling, rebuilding. But I'll tell you what, this is a pretty wild one. When you see this thing at the end as a depth chart, you know how I color code it. It's all the new players are a certain color. Dude, their whole damn team, they've got like 10 of the same starters on their team. Like, on offense and defense combined with like special teams, it's like, holy, it's ridiculous. But let's keep Fields in the pocket, make him throw, and Slay and Bradbury have. Oh yeah, you always want to make him one-dimensional. And in this case, when your quarterback is pretty much your one weapon, you take that away and they're nothing. So yeah, man, you want him to try to throw. As I was talking about here, 32nd in the league in passing. He obviously struggles, so you want to shut him down. But we have a quarterback like that in practice. So we know what we're dealing with here that can, use his legs. So these linebackers, the best duo in the league, Kaiser White, TJ Edwards, I really, best of luck to him. You got to spy this dude, keep containment, the outside edge guys. I just think that Jonathan Gannon knows what he's doing. And I think this is going to be a fun test here. And look, I'll be real with you. In Chicago, we'll see what that weather is. But I really think that, they're going to try to keep pounding the rock. And if this team doesn't tackle, if, they struggle like they did earlier in the season, yeah, you could struggle with a quarterback like this. But the way that they've been playing, the things they've learned about themselves and what we've talked about all the damn season here is that this team's only going to get better. And that continues this week, man. And, Vontae Maddox is back. There's just so much more that Jonathan Gannon could do with, Maddox back this week and Jordan Davis back the week before that. So it's like, yeah, I'm pretty pumped about this team, man. I'll be 100% with you. They've got me pretty damn excited. Love to see the brotherly love shared. Love to see it. Hello there, Anthony. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you taking the time, my man. We just went through the offense and all the rest of the stuff down there, but about to jump into the defense here in a second. We got a couple more comments. Get it? Yo, let's go. They can get it any day, any way. You know it, my man. Hey. Oh, I'm losing it. They are 3-10. Yes. Must have just tuned in. Sorry, guys. You just missed the NFC North standings, the NFC standings, the team stats, the ranks, the coaching staff. Now we're into the roster. Went through the offense. Now we're going through the defense. Fields rushing has been impressive. Yeah, they are the number 1 rushing attack in the NFL. So quite impressive indeed. Now you got to shut that down. We know that. Let's get into this defense. So starting on the defensive line here in the middle, Armon Watts, Justin Jones in there, and then you've got Brown, Pennell, and Blackson as depth. On the outside, defensive ends, Al-Quadin Muhammad, Trevis Gibson, and then you've got Taco Charlton and Dominique Robinson as depth pieces there. I'm not afraid of this. Once again, they are last in the league in sacks. This defensive line does not frighten me, although we have struggled against the pass. You run the damn ball. Keep using that play action, RPO, all that great stuff, and I think this defense is going to have a tough day. Now, the Bears linebackers, Nicholas Morrow, Jack Sanborn, Matt Adams, then depth, Joe Thomas and Sterling Weatherford. Then in the secondary, you've got yourself Jalen Johnson. He's an impressive young man. I'll be real with you. I told you I like this secondary. Got some promise from some of these young guys. Kindle Vildor there and Kyler Gordon. But I do not fear this team. I'm just going to reinstate that in case you missed that part. This team does not scare me in one way, shape, or form. You see Justin Lane, Jalen Jones. They are talented young men too, but again, I'm not afraid of them. I just think they're talented. Jaquan Brisker, really like that kid. I do, but I think he's going to have a tough day himself. And DeAndre Houston Carson, we talked about during the trade deadline. I really like that veteran. I think this is like 6th, 7th year, but he had to step in. You've got Eddie Jackson and Dane Cruikshank on IR there, so unfortunate for them. Elijah Hicks and AJ Thomas as their depth there. Then the specialist, Kairos Santos at kicker, Trenton Gill, punter and holder, Patrick Scales as your long snapper, then Treston Ebner with kick returner duties, and Dante Pettis taking over there for punt returner. So that was the roster with the injuries included. Now I'm going to give you that depth chart, and you're going to see what I mean with it's 10 like starters from last year, but then they're all their depth, everybody. It's crazy, man. They've got a whole damn new roster. And hey, that's what happens when you bring in a whole new coaching staff, GM, everything, dude. So they're trying to turn things around, and best of luck to them, but not this Sunday. Hey, love it. If I can make you happy and give you some information, that's what it's all about, my man. Brisker's coming off an injury designation. He sure is. So, dude, my man Jock Talk in the building. Let's go. So we went through, we talked about NFC North, the NFC standings, the team stats and ranks. We talked about their coaching staff, talked about their roster and injuries. Now we're going to look at it as a whole. You'll see the injuries and things, the guys on IR included here. And then, of course, if you guys really want to know what's going on, tune in tomorrow for the initial injury report. Oh, yeah, that's right, the injury report. And I always have it for you every Wednesday, talking about both teams. So you will be up to date with all of the injuries that are going on, where both teams are with the injuries from the week before, all that great stuff. So hope to see you then. But let's finish this bad boy off, and let's talk about the updated depth chart for the Chicago Bears here. And let's take a look at this offense. Anyone in white was on the roster last season. So I usually use the colors here to show you who the new players are, and look at that. This is the most insane. I've never even seen anything close to this. So the guys in white here are the players that were there last year. And you can see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 players there on offense that were here last year out of the entire offense. That's it's pretty wild. I'm not going to lie to you. And you see 6 of them here as starters. So 6 of 11 starters. You see they brought in Claypool, St. Brown, and Pettis. We talked about Mooney, obviously, is on IR, so he would have been a starter. But Braxton Jones in the draft, and then Riley Rife in free agency there. So a bunch of depth on IR, a bunch of, new things going on for the offense, but the same can be said for this defense here. So, again, anyone in white has been on this roster past this year. So, Wow, a whole new defense here. You've got, a 4-3 you're dealing with, but they can use different schemes here. But Jalen Johnson was there last year, DeAndre Houston, Carson, Justin Jones. So yeah, you see an entirely new team here. But nickel corner, don't miss that. Over to the right, Kyler Gordon there. I really like him. And then in the special teams, even you see changes there. So you've got Cairo Santos, Sanson. What the bro? Sometimes it changes myself or I just drift out. I don't know, but that's hilarious. Sanson. I want to talk to Sanson. Okay. Trenton Gill, new to the team. Patrick Scales. And then you've got Treston Ebner and Dante Pettis. And then your depth, Velus Jones. Unfortunately, got Herbert and Mooney on IR there. But you see what I mean there, that this whole damn team is predominantly just new guys on the roster. So team that's struggling, a team, though, that's going to be hungry, man, and they're going to want a big win. So we're going to see if they can bring it. But I see another 20-plus point win. Run that damn ball right down their throats. I'm not afraid of no damn bears, baby. And you can actually ask my friends. I have actually tried to chase a bear when I was drunk for a time. That was really stupid. Thank God I can scream really loud, and he ran, or I'd be dead. Now, let's keep it moving. My man Traber in the building. Let's go. Hope you're doing well, dude. Nice to see you. We just went through everything, but I appreciate you taking the time. If you guys missed anything, do me a favor. Rewatch it. Get, you can fast forward, check out the graphics, see what I'm saying, get the gist of it. You don't have to watch it all, although I would greatly appreciate it if you do. But let me know how you're feeling about this team, how you feel about this Week 15 opponent. Love to see the love being shared in the chat. Let's go, Birds, baby. Yo, that's always I'm a drifter at heart, though. People always say stuff like, sometimes when I'm going crazy, people are like, you sure you ain't cracked out? And I'm like, look, bro, I wish it had something to do with a substance, or it was some kind of reason beyond me just being a straight drifter. But I can't blame it on anything else other than me drifting out to sea 24/7. So, man, yeah, that's hilarious, though, man. Loved it. Make sure you like the video. Yo, appreciate you, my man. And it really does, man. That damn algorithm. They sent me a message. I told you that one time, and they're like, well, your old videos. So apparently I got to go back and delete videos, or they're just not going to let me join the party. That's all right, dude. Anybody who's searching for this stuff and wants to find, some information, I always welcome it, man. So one day it'll be part of the algorithm, but love to see it. Freed Vaughn, all about it, man. All about both of those guys going over it. Well, obviously, AJ just did, and he's right on the doorstep. So all about it. I think we're going to beat the Bears too, Jock Talk. But yeah, it's the NFL. You never want to overlook anyone, and we've done that already this year. So we talked about when we had those struggles with certain teams this year, the Texans, in the beginning of the season, Lions, whatever. They're actually doing all right. But some of the teams like the Colts, where you're given games like too much, where you're like, oh. For me, you learn a lot. You still get the win. I love it. The Commanders, you lose, but it's like, man, I really think that it's going to save you in an instance like now, or the Saints, or something where it's just like, dude, just go out, play to your best, and then you get to rest in the fourth quarter. You don't even have to play the whole damn thing, but you got to play, man. You can't come out here head hanging like I'm the champ of kids. Yeah, no. You got to go earn that, man. So I'm with you. You can't overlook anyone, dude. All drifting at sea, and I'm just special at it. I'm just extra good at it, bro. That's what I'm known to do. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got for you tonight on this lovely edition of Behind Enemy Lines. Let me know your thoughts, whether you're watching this right now, you're watching this later. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Eagles week 15 opponent. I better get going before I lose my mind completely and drift out to sea right here while we're behind enemy lines. Don't want to do that, right? We want to be at home here. I think that lost to Washington. I think a lot of those things, they wake you up and they teach you a lot about yourself. And I think, being 12-1, good. I'm glad you had those mistakes and you were able to learn from them, right? So I hope you're all having yourselves a great night, a great week. If you need anything, you can always reach out. I love you too, brother. Hope you're doing well. Reach out if you need anything, or you just want to shoot the shit, talk some birds. Have a great night, though, brother. Don't get drifting too much out there. I'll be back, you guys. I'll get to that in a second here, Tim, but definitely, drift safely, ladies and gentlemen, drift safely. But Look, if you need anything, you can always reach out on any of these platforms down below. But I'll be back tomorrow with the initial injury report, as always, on Wednesdays around 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I hope to see you then, unless the Bears are like the Commanders and don't want to give their injury report till 6 o'clock. We'll see. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Turn that notification bell on and you'll know when it's going down and we can talk some birds live. But I'll have the Bears and the Eagles injury report for you then. But if you need anything in between that time, reach on out, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great rest of the night. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You stay safe out there. And as always, go Bears!